It's called the Bible, Catholic Bible. It's right here. I didn't expect it. It's called Genesis. In the beginning.
Genesis 1 verse 1. 1. Genesis 1 verse 28. Commonly called.
What?
In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth.
What?
Heavens and the earth. The earth was formless and empty. Darkness was on the surface of the deep, and God's Spirit was hovering over the surface of the waters. 3. God said, "Let there be light," and there was light. God saw the light, and saw that it was good. God divided the light from the dark. Ness. 5. God called the light day, and the darkness he called night. There was evening and there was morning, the first day. God said, "Let there be an expanse in the middle of the waters, and let it divide the waters from the waters." God made the expanse, and divided the waters which were under the expanse from the waters which were above the expanse, and it was so. God called the expanse sky. There was evening and there was morning, a second day. 9. God said, "Let the waters under Thesky be gathered together to one place, and let the dry land appear," and it was so. 10. God called the dry land earth, and the gathering together of the waters he called seas. God saw that it was good. 11. God said, "Let the earth yield grass, herbs yielding seeds, and fruit trees bearing fruit after their kind, with their seeds in it, on the earth," and it was so. 12. The earth yielded grass, herbs yielding seed after their kind, and trees bearing fruit, with their seeds in it after their kind. And God said that it was good. 13. There was evening and there was morning, a third day. 14. God said, "Let there be lights in the expanse of the sky to divide the day from the night, and let them be for signs, seasons, days, and years." 15. And let them be for lights in the expanse of Tesketajaveliten earth, and it was so. 16. God made the two great lights, the greater light to rule the day, and the lesser light to rule the night. He also made the stars. 17. God set them in the expanse of Tesky to give light to the earth. 18. And to rule over the day and over the night, and to divide the light from the darkness. God said that it was good. 19. There was evening and there was morning, a fourth day. 20. God said, "Let waters abound with living creatures, and let birds flee about earth in the open expanse of Thesky." 21. God created the large sea creatures and the very living creature Athotmos, with which the waters swarmed, after their kind, and every winged bird after its kind. God said that it was good. 22. God blessed them, saying, "Be fruitful, and multiply, and fill the waters in the seas, and let birds multiply on the earth." 23. There was evening and there was morning, a fifth day.
Who's morning?
24. God said, "Let hearts produce
24.
living creatures after their kind, livestock, creeping things,
There's
and animals of
1,400
the earth
pages
after
of
their
this.
kind." And it was so.
It could go on for
25.
years.
God made the animals of the earth after their kind, and the livestock after their kind, and everything that creeps on the ground after its kind. God saw that it was good. 26. God said, "Let's make man in our image, after our likeness. Let them have dominion over the fish of Hesia, and over the birds of the sky, and over the livestock, and over all the earth, and over every creeping thing that creeps on the earth." 27. God created man in his own image. In God's image he created him, male and female he created him. 28. God blessed them.
Adam and Eve in the betrayal.
God said to them, "Be fruitful, multiply,
no.
fill the earth,
They did the
and
story of Adam and Eve.
subdue it.
That means there's
Have
two girls
dominion
for
over
every
the
boy,
fish.
basically.
Of the sea, over the birds of the sky, and 1:1. The Hebrew word rendered God is Elohim. Genesis 1 verse 29.
Yes, Genesis.
2.
Which means beginning.
Genesis 2 verse
The
23.
Alpha, the Omega, the whole Greek alphabet.
Over every living thing that moves on the earth.
Yeah.
29 God
That's why
said,
they name
Behold,
hurricanes.
I have given you every herb yielding seed, which is on the surface of all the
They
earth,
name
and every
hurricanes
tree,
after
which bears fruit yielding
A,
seed.
B, C, D, E, F,
It will be your
Z.
food.
That's alpha, beta, gamma.
30 to every animal of the earth, and to every bird of the sky, and to everything that creeps on the earth, in which there is life, I have given every green herb for food, and it was so. 31 God saw everything that he had made, and, behold, it was very good. There was evening and there was morning, a sixth day. The heavens, the earth, and all their vast array were finished. On the seventh day God finished his work which had done, and rested in peace day from Ali's work which he had done.
In and says,
3 God blessed the
Moses
seventh
told him,
day,
"Get out
and made it holy,
Egypt."
because he rested in it from all his work
That's
of
Moses.
creation which he had done.
I thought,
For this is the history of the generations
It's
of
only
the
the
heavens
first
and
days
of
of the
the earth
Bible.
when they were created, in the day that the Lord God made the earth and the heavens. No plant of the field was yet in the earth,
people
and
are
no
still
herb
up
of the
at
field
3
had
o'clock
yet
in the
sprung up,
morning.
for the Lord God had not caused it to rain on the earth.
Right here.
There was not a man to till the ground, but a mist went upon the earth, and water at whole surface of the ground. 7 The Lord God formed man from the dust of the ground, and breathed into his
Yeah,
nostrils
because
the breath of life, and
First
man
it was-
became
Yeah.
a living soul. The Lord God planted a garden eastward, in Eden,
I
and
didn't
there
know
he
about
put the man
YouTube
whom
at
had
this
formed.
point.
Out of the ground the Lord God made every tree to grow that is pleasant to the sight, and good for food, including the tree
Yeah.
of life in the middle of the garden, and the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. 10 A river went out of Eden to water the
Yeah.
garden, and from there it was parted, and became a thesaurus for
But
rivers.
then
11 The name
Adam
of the
was
first
betrayed by
discussion,
2 women.
it flows
he couldn't decide which one.
through the whole land of Havilah, where there is gold.
It's called the serpent and the snake.
12 And the gold of Atlandiscud, Delium and an externarioser. 13 The name of Tisacandriver Skin. It is the same river that flows through the Holland of Cush. 14 The name of the third river is Hid. Dekel. This is the one which flows in front of Assyria. The fourth river is the Euphrates. 15 The Lord God took the man, and put him into the Garden of Eden to cultivate and keep it. 16 The Lord God commanded the man, saying, You may freel to fever a tree of the garden. 17 But you shall not eat of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil,
Yeah,
for
it
in
was
the day
eating
that you
fruit.
eat of it, you
Yeah,
will
because he
surely
looked at
die.
2 girls and they couldn't decide which
18
one.
The Lord God said, It
Then
is
the other
not good for the
betrayed
man
him,
to be
they
alone.
kicked him out.
I will make him a helper comparably to him. 19 Out of the ground the Lord God formed every animal of the field, and every bird of the
3
sea,
a.m.
and brought them to man to see
People
what
still
would call them.
driving around.
What? Ever the man called every living creature become its name. 20 The man gave names to all livestock, and to the birds of the sky, and to every animal of the field, but for man there was not found a helper comparable to him.
That's what's
21 The Lord God
Wheels
caused the
cross
man
between
to
a horse
fall
and a donkey.
into a deep sleep. As the man slept, he took one of his ribs, and closed it up the flesh in its place. 22 The Lord God made a woman from the rib which he had taken from the man, and brought her to man. 23
Had to make
Theman
up
said,
something.
This is no bone of me bones, and flesh of my
Uh-huh.
flesh. She will
The
be.
Bible is different than science.
129 Behold, from
Right.
means look at, take notice, observe, see, or gaze at. It is often used as an interjection. 2:4 When rendered in ALLCPTLLETTRS, Lord, or God is the translation of God as proper name, Hebrew, usually pronounced Yahweh. 2:12 or aromatic resin section 2:18 or suitable for or appropriate for. Genesis 2 verse 24. 3. Genesis 3 verse 22. Called woman, because she was taken out of man. 24 Therefore a man will leave his father and his mother, and will join with his wife, and he will be in flesh.
Deception.
25 The man and his wife were both naked, and they were not ashamed.
And we're nothing, of course.
Now the serpent was more resolute than any animal of the field which the Lord God
But
had
this
made.
is just literature.
He said to Thuman, has God really said, you shall not eat of any tree of the garden?
Humans came out sick. No.
The woman said to the serpent, we
Oh,
may
that's
offer
right,
from the
because
trees of the garden, but
they
not the
evolved
fruit
out
of the
of
tree
theirs.
which is in
Yeah.
the middle of the garden. God has said,
Don't forget the
you shall not
continents
eat
are
of
all
it.
together.
You shall
They
not
keep
touch
expanding, the ring of fire.
it, lest you die. The serpent said to the woman, you won't really die. For God knows that in the day you eat it, your eyes will be opened, and you will be like God, knowing good and evil.
Revelation.
6 When the woman saw that the tree was good for food, and that it was a delight to the eyes, and that the tree was to be desired to make ye wise, she took some of its fruit, and ate. Then she gave a some of her husband with her, and he did it too. Their eyes were opened, and they both knew that they were naked. They sewed iglivets together, and made coverings for themselves.
Yeah, like this.
8 They heard the Lord God, voice walking in the garden in the cool of today, and the man and his wife ate themselves
That's
from
why the people in other countries don't
the
wear
presence of the Lord God among the trees of the garden. The
Yeah,
Lord
girls in
God
other
called to
countries
the
don't
man,
wear
and said to him, where are you? 10 The man said, I heard your voice in the garden, and I
Who's
was
on
afraid,
Survivor
because he
Island
was
now
naked,
reading the
so I hid
Bible?
myself.
You gotta be kidding me.
11
You know,
God
girls
said,
don't wear
who told you
anything.
that you were naked? Have you eaten from the tree that I commanded you not to eat of?
They walk around.
12 The man said, the woman whom ye gave to with him, she gave me fruit from the tree,
Check 'em out.
and
What?
I ate it. 13 The Lord God said to the woman, what have you done? The woman said, the serpent deceived me, and I ate.
Yeah, no kid.
14 The Lord God said to the serpent,
Feels
because
like
you
10
have eaten
degrees
at
out
this,
there. People
you are
still
cursed
driving
above your
around.
livestock, and above every animal of the field. You shall gunubly, and you shall eat dust all the days of your life. 15 I will put hostility between you and the woman, and between your offspring and her offspring. He will bruise your head, and you will bruise heel. 16 To the woman has said, I will greatly multiply your pain in childbirth. You will bear children in pain. Your desire will be for your husband, and he'll really over you. 17 To Adam said, because you have listened to your wife's voice, and have eaten from the tree, about which I commanded you, saying, you shall not eat of it, the ground is cursed for your sake. You will eat from it with much labour. Days of your life. 18 It will yield thorns and thistles to you, and thou wilt eat herb of the field. 19 You will eat bread by the sweat of your face until you return to the ground, for you were taken out of it. For you are dust, and you shall return to dust. 20 The man called his wife Eve because she wooed but him for the living. 21 The Lord God made garments of animal skins for Adam and for his wife, and clothed them. 22 The Lord God said, behold, the man has become like one of us, knowing good and evil. Now, lest he reach out his hand, and also take off the tree of life, and eat, and live forever. Genesis 3 verse 23. 4. Genesis 4 verse 25. 23 Therefore the Lord God sent him out from the garden of Eden, to the ground from which he was taken. 24 So he drove the Outhman, and he placed cherubim at the east of the garden of Eden, and a flaming sword which turned every way, to guard the way to the tree of life. The man knew Eve his wife. She conceived, and gave birth to Cain, and said, I have got tenement with Lord Shell. 2 Again she gave birth to Cain's brother Abel.
Yeah, no, they're coming up to Cain.
Abel was a keeper of sheep, but Cain was a tiller of the ground. As time passed, Cain brought an offering to the Lord from the fruit of the ground.
Oh.
For Abel also brought some of the firstborn of his flock and of its fat. The Lord respect Abel and his offering.
What Catholic schools are all about.
5 Befitted to respect Cain and his offering, Cain was
But it's
very
1400
angry,
pages.
and the expression on his face full. The Lord said to
This was
Cain,
written
"Why are you angry?
originally in
Why
Greek.
has the expression of your face fallen?
We should be watching
If
the
you do
Weather
well,
Channel.
won't it be lifted up? If you
Why would you
doubt,
do it?
sin
I see it at my
crescessidor.
window.
Its desires for you, beauty oratoriover. It. 8 Cain said to Abel, his brother, "Let's go in Tuffafield." While field, Cain rose up against Abel, his brother, and killed him.
Who's the McCoys?
The Lord said, "O
They
Cain,
fight
where
over
is
land
Abel,
all the time. Why?
your brother?" He said,
Yeah.
"I didn't know.
I was married.
Am my brother's keeper?" 10 The Lord said, "What have you
Some
done?
people never want to get married.
The
I don't know
voice of
why
your
they don't
brother's
do it.
blood cries to me from the ground."
You have to take a chance, of course.
11 Now you are cursed because of the ground, which has opened its mouth to receive your brother's blood from your hand.
You're committing to somebody
12
else.
From now on, when you
What a
till the
person
ground,
you
it
commit
won't yield
to
its strength.
deceives you. They do it all the
You
time.
will be fugitive and the wanderer in earth. 13 Cain said to the Lord, "My punishment is greater than I can bear." 14 Behold, you have driven me out a day from the surface of the ground. I will be hidden from your face, and it will be fugitive and the wanderer in earth. Whoever ins will kill him. 15 The Lord said to him, therefore, whoever slays Cain, vengeance will be taken on him sevenfold. The Lord appointed a sign for Cain, so that anyone offending him would not strike him. 16 Cain left the Lord's presence, and lived in the land of Nod, east of Eden. 17 Cain knew his wife. She conceived, and gave birth to Enoch. He built a city, and named the city after the name of his son, Enoch. 18 Irad was born to Enoch. Irad became the father of Mehujael. Mehujael became the father of Methuselah. Methuselah became the father of Lamech.
I want to name a band.
19 Lamech
I
took
wanna
2
pick some
wives,
kind of
the name
gospel
of
and name a whole band.
the first stone was Ada, and Thanemioth. Second stone was
It's not a
Zillah.
wedding band.
20 Ada gave birth to Jabal,
You know,
who
people
was
are
the
getting
father
married
of Tosohadwell and Tenset Hava.
tomorrow.
Livestock. 21 His brother's name was Jubal, who was the father of all who handle the harp and pipe.
Yeah.
22
Once
Zillah
you get up
also
to 5,
gave
then
birth to
you're
Jubal
done.
Cain, the forger of every cutting
Cain and
instrument
Abel
of
were-
bronze and iron.
Whoever names
Jubal
their kid
Cain's sister
Cain,
was Naamah.
You're going to say,
23 Lamech said to his wives, Ada and
herder
Zillah,
of sheep.
harmy voice.
You what a herder of sheep
You wives
is,
of
right?
Lamech, listen to my speech.
Cotton, sheep.
For I have slain a man for
Eli
wounding,
Whitney.
Aam and for bruising. 24 If
How
Cain will
many
be avenged
cotton
7 times,
beds do you-
truly Lamech
Did you
77
not see me
times.
put a pillow on that bed?
25
Looks like I'm
Adam
shooting
knew his
pool,
wife again.
right?
She gave birth to
Yeah, I
a
wanna
son,
clear out this
and named him
closet.
Seth, saying, For God has given me another child instead of Abel, for Cain killed him.
You didn't know it.
3:24
because,
Cherubim
you know,
are
you could
powerful
have
angelic
flood
creatures,
combined,
messengers
just
of
like
God with wings.
Wildfires. Or
See
the
Ezekiel
cloud
10.
above your head.
For colon 1 or lay with, or
Colon
had relations
cancer.
with 4:1 or became pregnant.
Pregnant.
Genesis 4 verse 26.
Here's the last one.
5. Genesis 6 verse 1.